has Janae Lasha with us today. Welcome,
Blessings.
welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming out. I'm very excited to have you this week. You are my first female interview, so I'm very excited about that. We're
Yes.
gonna indulge in some
Yes.
fun vibes this
I
morning.
love that.
We'll go ahead and get started. We always like to start off with just knowing a little bit about you personally. So, where are
Okay.
you from? When did you start getting into your music?
I am originally from Sacramento.
Okay.
I was born in South Sac. I ended up leaving for quite some time when I was in the military. And then after I finished my 4 years in the military, I ended up staying in SoCal for quite a while. And then I made my way back to Sacramento, so for family. And I got into music. I've always sang like in the church, I've always helped others with their background vocals. I used to play the violin for 3 or 4 years. So music's kind of always been with me, but I will say I think I made my first album in 2015. So yeah,
Amazing.
I think that's what Apple would say, iTunes. So yeah, 2015 was like my, debut.
Nice. Do you mind sharing what branch of the military you
I was in the Navy. I was a master at
were?
arms, which some call military police.
Okay,
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah. I was too good at minding my business, though, so I was like, I gotta get out of here. Yeah, right?
And when you
Yes,
were
baby.
in, oh yes, we have your beautiful daughter with
Yes,
us
she's in
today.
the audience. Hey, baby.
So beautiful. We'll,
Thank you.
we'll get to her in a little
She can
bit.
wait. She can wait.
Um, when you were living in Southern California, what part were you in?
I lived in San Diego for a while. It's kind of I lived in my condo was in Tierra Santa, which is like it's a nice quiet corner of San Diego, but it's still away from all the hustle and bustle. And then I lived in LA for 1 year, which is when I started doing background vocals, and I was like a dance hall promoter and all this. It was so much. It was so much,
Wow.
but just I enjoyed San Diego the most. I think I stayed there for 3 years. So yeah.
I grew up in Southern California, so
Oh
I have
yeah,
a
it's a
soft spot
vibe
for
out there.
San
I'm like
Diego.
all the beaches, like
Yeah.
you could just
Yeah.
live outside if you really wanted to. So it was good.
Um, how did you feel the music scene varied from Sacramento to Southern California, like San
Um,
Diego and LA?
Honestly, at that time, I was still trying my hand at background singing. So I just really wanted to just dip my toes in when I was down that way. I started writing music. Like I said, I was already helping others with their backgrounds and their layers, and I used to record. And then I was like, you know what? Wait a minute. I didn't even get credit for that, or I didn't get credit for that, or nobody mentioned that I helped write that, or and then I was just like, I'm no more. God gave you this gift to use it for yourself. Maybe in the future you guys can pay me like $1 million to write you a song about crab legs and titties or something. But but at the end of the day, I experienced it from a different angle, so I can't really compare the scene, like honestly, because I was not at the forefront. So
That's fair.
yeah.
Do you feel like there was a specific situation or moment where, like, because you kind of touched on maybe not getting credit for some of the projects you did. Um, so was there a specific moment that you were like, you know what, it's time to
There is this
focus
guy,
on
and he was like, I need you to do background vocals. He was dabbling in dance hall. I mean, that was his major genre, but, he needed me to keep layering things and and then it was just like, can you come to this show? Do you mind doing this? Do you mind doing that? I'm like, hell no, like full-time job energy,
Right.
and let me do this for myself. I'm gonna do the work. I'm gonna do it for myself. So I think that's when it clicked, when I worked with that final artist, and I was just like, I'm not a background singer. I'm a
Right.
Sagittarius.
I love it.
So
That's a good point though,
yeah,
because like creative ownership is very
yeah,
important,
very, very important.
and
Yeah.
it's easy to get caught in situations like that where you're creating but people are taking the credit.
Yeah, and there's a lot of non-creatives in the creative community. There are a lot of non-creatives. So many of them are grasping at straws, and sometimes you are the straw. So you have to step aside and realize that, know your worth.
Yeah. Good for you. I love that.
Thank you.
In your local area, so Sacramento, are there any producers or artists that you've worked with so far that you really enjoyed?
Oh man, I mean, I guess it's a okay time to name drop because a lot of these people have done things for me. But I don't just deal with Sacramento producers. I think that it's important not to just deal in your city because I don't know about you, but sometimes if you all work with the same people or the same engineer, the same producers, it starts to all sound the same. So I've taken great pride. I've worked with EA Ski. I've worked with Tracks a Million. I've worked with DJ Fresh. I've worked with Kalex in Jamaica. Like, Enon, Grip. There's just a lot of guys, like a couple of them that I'm naming are local, and then a few of them are not. And I think that that's important because just the way that I like my music to be diverse, I need my producers to be diverse too. So
I love that.
yeah.
Do you have any like dream collaborations with any specific producers you haven't had a chance to work with yet, or other artists that you could collab with?
That is such. I on it like. There's so many people that I want to work with. One day I hope to. I don't know if Erykah Badu's around or SZA's around or
Yes.
I don't know Popcorn or if Five Cartel isn't if he's free. I don't know. People could holler at me, but I try not to close my mind and say that there's only so many people that I want to work with because one day I'm going to work with somebody that I never saw coming, and that's going to be my blessing. So.
Oof, you are like dropping gems already. I'm here for this. I love it. So still in the realm of your music, you've been releasing music over the past year. It's been about 4 singles now. Your most recent, Fat Cat and Crab Legs
Crab
and
Legs and Titties and Toxic and 333. Yeah.
Yes. Can you talk a little bit about those? Are they singles? Is it coming towards a project?
It's gonna come to a head. I am hoping that you guys are not even sure what to expect. That's why I've kind of dropped some things in different I play with genres. I don't belong in a box. I won't ever be in one. So I've kind of released some things to show you guys that the album is diverse, just like I've always just strived for it to be. So I would say that I'm looking at a February or March release for something. So I won't say the name or the theme or anything like that. But yeah, mama, it's gonna be like February or March. Yeah, I'm playing around with getting some customs and stuff. I can't even shoot the album cover until I get these pieces from Africa. So,
Yes.
everything in due time. I like the pressure that I put on myself versus the pressure of everyone else. Like, you guys don't know when it's coming out, so there's no pressure from everyone else. It's just my own timeline, and that's what I appreciate. Self-funded. That's what you kind of do. You set a timeline and you stick to it. So by spring, you guys will be seeing a full album from me. It's gonna be a nice one.
Well, we'll definitely be on the lookout for that. I'm excited. I've already loved the singles that you've released so far.
Thank
I
you.
do appreciate the diversity.
Thank you so much.
Because you're right. Sometimes artists do get stuck in a box, and it's always nice to see the range of artistry and creativity that somebody offers. So
Thank you.
I'm very much looking forward to
I
that.
appreciate that. That means the world to me.
Do you have a way to describe your music other than diverse? Where does the inspiration come from?
So I always like to say that I'm like a deep soul fused with dance hall, or I've kind of created my own meditation category. Not to say that it doesn't exist, but I'm just doing it in a different way. And I'll always be true to R&B and soul, but that dance hall, that a little bit of hip hop fusion. I'm from South Sac. You don't give up those roots. You don't give up that rhythm. I paid homage to the culture. You don't give up those drums, those flutes, those foreign instruments. You just I don't believe that I'm like a gumbo. I feel like it takes a couple of good ingredients to get the sound that I'm usually looking for. But somehow I feel like I'm carving out my own niche, like Lane. But it's a fusion of all of those things typically.
That's great. And, sometimes we need a trailblazer like that, right? There's people who, might fit into that niche too. And they're just waiting for somebody like you to start
it
up
up
and create it. So
good. They'll
awesome.
be singing like me in no time, I look forward to the day.
I wanted to kind of touch on your spirituality and the connection to your creative process.
Okay.
I understand that you are a spiritual person. You
Yes.
have holistic methods towards like healing and nurturing.
Yes. Yes.
Can you speak on that and kind of
Yeah.
explain how that affects your artistry and your
It
music?
is. It's such an interesting question because my spirituality has layers. I used to be one of those people, like I said, I'm a Sagittarius, I'm a free spirit. I'm like, I'm going to look into this. I lived in the Middle East, for example. So I kind of tapped into the Muslim culture for a little while. I've looked into Buddhism. I've looked into all these different things, but I ended up back at the grassroots of African traditional spirituality. So that is Orisha veneration. Some Orishas that you might know the names of are like Oshun or Yemaya or Shango or Ogun or Elegua. So you just have to, and it's Yemaya's feast day today. So, you would have to know the Orishas in order to know about my practices, but my official title is a priestess. So,
Beautiful.
yeah, I burn candles, I cleanse spaces. I believe in a lot of protective measures, but what people don't realize is that African traditional spirituality is veneration of nature. So you can find these orishas in places like the river, or places like the ocean, or places like the mountains. Obatala's in the mountains, Ogun might be in the woods or at your train tracks, or you go pray to Oshun, you let her know your worries. You go to the river, you tell Olokum Yamaya your worries. You go to the ocean. So it's a little deep. It's like this conversation could just trail off to an hour if you let me get going. But
sure.
like I said, I take it seriously. I'm not a dabbler. I am a priestess.
I love that.
Thank
and that relation to your music.
Yeah, I like, for example, songs like 333. I talk about Olodumare, and Olodumare is God. I believe that there is one God. I venerate the same way that everyone else says, the same God that you might pray to, but you don't see the same way I do. It's all Olodumare is God. So, you know, I may refer to Olodumare. I may say Elegua, open the roads. I might say Ogun, deliver me from my enemies. Those are things that you might hear me say. I keep active altars at home. I'm not afraid to say these things. We used to hide our practice back then, and that's where things start to cross. Like I said, there's so many different practices that come from that same ancient practice of African spirituality. So at the end of the day, it very, very much so plays a role in my music because I can't forget about them because they've never forgotten about me. You'll always hear me refer to my ancestors. If you don't pay homage to them, then they'll take it all. So I think it's important to know where you come from and to give proper respects to your lineage and those energies that are around us that push us in the right directions.
I love that. That was very beautifully said.
Thank you.
Kind of like transitioning lineage wise. You are a mommy, a new mommy.
I am a mom.
If it's okay to get a little personal, how is motherhood so far? Like,
Oh my gosh.
Do you want to just share a little bit about
like
it?
I'm not the softest person as far. I'm a Cancer rising, but yes, I will say that motherhood has been something I've waited for so long. Any of my close friends could tell you that. I used to be like, I can't wait till I get pregnant. Hopefully, me and my husband can have a baby. It's like I waited for her for a long time. I've been through some different things. We miscarried a couple of years back, so it's just beautiful that she's here, and her name is Realm because I feel like she was sent to me from someplace else. It was my time to be a mother, and it came in due time. I always told myself I would never have kids before finishing my degrees, and I got my master's degree already. So that was years ago. So I was like, okay, well now the clock's ticking. Yeah. But it was just everything in divine time. So I think that she came to me as the child that she was supposed to come, named what she was supposed to be named, and looking like she was supposed to look. I dreamt of her. I dreamt of a little girl with gray eyes, and she was born a little girl with gray eyes. So it was beautiful. Everything was synchronistic.
That's it.
Yeah, mama.
She knows it. She's like,
yeah, that's my mama.
I love it. Do you involve her in your music? Do you like
She has
sing?
been to the studio more times than most kids, and
Okay.
she's not even one yet. So we have these little soundproof headphones, and she can just kind of be in there. But I know she knows some of these songs that she was present for, or, she might have been in my belly while I wrote some of them, or, just seeing her response. I'll turn on a song like, you shouldn't know what those words are about, and she'll be in there going like this. I'm like, girl, don't dance to Toxic. We're going to be healthy people. I named it for the rest of the Toxicas in the world, but no, she feels the vibes. Her first instrument, her dad got her a djembe. I got her first maraca.
I love it.
She's gonna be musical. She has rhythm. She's showing the signs. So if there's anything that I can do to blaze a trail for anyone, I hope it's for her. Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah. Thank you.
Going back to like the local, you said you're from Sacramento, and this is a show that we like to talk about like local artistry, local creations,
Yeah.
local music. How do you feel? Because you grew up here, you left for a little while, and you came back. How do you feel the scene in Sacramento musically has evolved over time in your experience?
What I can say about Sacramento is we are very colorful. We are very full of talent. We are very. This city should have been pronounced a lot longer ago than it started to get its dues just now. I feel like there are so many people, just people in this room that I know are talented, that paint or that sing or that rap, or it's really one of the cities where we could have had that LA or that Bay Area title a long time ago, but for some reason we just started getting that recognition a few years ago. But we're not the capital for no reason. I will say that I've been very fortunate to have the city on my back. But I will say, I know that the politics of Sacramento are still very prevalent. There are going to be the niches, the groups. People have gone out of their way to create little pods, so you might have a pod of creatives over here, a pod of creatives over here, and sometimes that doesn't intermingle. But what I will say is, like, God has blessed me to be one of the people to burst the bubbles. I threw art shows for years, and I could get people from different, little gang, come, your gang, bring the gang over there from the gang over there, and we're going to come and have a show, and I've taken great pride in the amount of like respect that people showed me once my music got to the level that I wanted it to sound like, and like it should sound like. The respect just, it started to fall from the sky. And I do think that, there are times I'm like, man, why wasn't I included in that? Or why wasn't I included in that? But everything in due time. There's some things I'm not supposed to be a part of. There's some things I'm not supposed to be a part of. And it took me a long time to not have FOMO, like to not fear that maybe I wasn't included for some sort of particular reason. There's no reason, but God wasn't ready for me to be in that space or with that group or a part of those people. And a lot of the stuff, you find out later, there was funny business going on. So God protected you from something. Your ancestors said, no, we're not going to let you go down that janky road. We're not going to let you go down that. And I think that I've found peace in knowing that I've dodged a couple of bullets, and I'm where I'm supposed to be at all times. So, but the city is full of talent. I'm glad to be included. I'm glad to be on the minds of any other artists, because when other artists show respect to an artist, it just means a lot more, because you know what that timing is like. You know what it's like to write a song. You know what it's like to engineer something or to layer those things. I'll have 5 layers on a track and be like, did you hear that though? I was the alto, I was the soprano, and I was the tenor, but did you hear that though? So when people really start to pay respect, and I got a couple friends who don't, who don't know anything about music, but they still say like that made them feel some type of way, or it got them through a hard time, or it helped open their eyes to, I don't know, just areas of spirituality, or talking about a toxic relationship, or just whatever. I think that the city loves me because I only write about what I know about. I only do what I'm supposed to do. I stay in my lane.
Yeah. I mean, it's very inspiring just like seeing your light and your confidence as you speak, and the genuity of it, right? Is very inspiring, not only to creatives, but to individuals in general. I'm curious, like, was this kind of just something that you've always carried, you've always felt in yourself, or was there a point maybe in your life where you started to take a more spiritual direction?
Um,
Is your family spiritual? Was it something you
well,
were
my
raised
grandmother's
in?
a pastor. My grandfather's a bishop. My dad was the preacher's kid, bad as hell, getting my mom pregnant when she was 16 type stuff, rest in peace, mama. But my mom is the reason why we started going to church, and um, I grew up Christian. I grew up like a lot of people. Being exposed to music in the church, or you know where you're supposed to be, but it takes you sometimes a little while to get there. And I knew that music was always my calling. I'm like, people shouldn't sing in the shower this bomb. Like this bomb, this is God. Okay, let me find out I'm supposed to be a singer.
Love it.
So I think I always say if I would have started sooner, I would be so far. Like maybe you guys would have discovered me on YouTube instead of Justin Bieber. But if I would have been playing the game when the game was early on being played, I would have been discovered off of SoundCloud or something. But everything in due time. I do believe that there was a part of me that wasn't ready to be a full artist yet. There was a part of me that was afraid to share my vision. A part of me, like I write about girls, I write about titties, I write about orishas, I write about everything. And some of these things you would think like, damn, like should this all be on one album? And yes, it should. It should because I don't know about you, but I can't stand an album that you can only turn on when you're in one mood. Don't get me wrong, I'll turn on an album, I'll be like, okay, this is my smoking album, okay? I'm gonna do some mushrooms to this album over here. But at the end of the day, it's like I want to be one of those artists that people can turn to when they feel good, when they feel bad, when they feel lonely, when they feel friendly, when they want to back it up, when they want to eat some crab legs, when they want to pray, so I want people to know that it took me a while to stand in my own truths. I was told when I was young, you're not supposed to date women. I dated some women though. Y'all wasn't gonna stop me. I mean, I married a man, but at the end, I got a baby, okay, grandma. You feel me, grandma? But it's like I somehow straddle this line of things I'm supposed to do and things I'm not supposed to do, and I somehow just teeter on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like I shouldn't be able to dibble and dabble. I can bring the left side and the right side together. I think I'm just one of those people who was just given that ability, and it took me a while, like I said, to stand in that truth. These songs wouldn't have been as good 10 years ago. The content wouldn't have been the same 10 years ago. So there was a reason I didn't start music until 2015. That was when I was just like, guess what? I'm going to do me. And I'm gonna take care of my family. I'm gonna show my respects. I'm gonna still pop in church when I'm supposed to. I'm gonna still get married. Grandma, you welcome. Like grandma wanted me to get married. You feel me, grandma? You know what I'm saying? I got you. So like I said, it took me a while to stand in my own truths and to come to the point of being ready to share these messages, because so many people hide parts of themselves that I write about now. So everything in due time.
That's really powerful. I would say standing in your truth, but standing in your power as well. Because, like you said, you're saying things that some people don't have the voice to say, and that is a powerful thing. So.
It is. Thank you.
It's been a wonderful conversation. I want to open it up to our audience members today. Is there any questions that you would want to ask, music related or personal wise? Yes.
All right, so usually I don't ask a question, especially not a question. I just wanted to extend my appreciation. Your energy and stuff was super dope today.
Thank you.
Behind the camera, we appreciate
Thank you.
Super awesome.
I appreciate you guys for being here and for making me look good and stuff. You got my good side, right? I'm not gonna have to take that back, right? No, I'm just no, I really appreciate you guys for seeing something in me, and it's like you can't ever predict who's going to receive you well and who's not going to. But I will say, like, the love that I receive now, it's pretty overwhelming. I cry sometimes. I be at home crying sometimes. So I appreciate you guys for even coming out. This is pretty early on a Sunday. Y'all could have gotten drunk last night. And y'all could have been hungover and said, I can't make it. But y'all are here for me. So that means a lot. Thank you so much.
Anybody else? Don't be shy. Now's the time. Yeah.
What you want to know?
Okay, so we're the generation right now of artists that like where you're breaking ground for a lot of the younger folk to come in.
Thank you.
You're putting in a lot of the groundwork. A foundation for artists in Sacramento.
Yeah.
What message would you give to like all like any of the maybe the younger male or female vocalists?
Yeah.
like that you really want to hammer in, so that way they can, take wherever you leave the baton and take it to that next level.
Oh man, there's so many messages that I would give my old self. And one of those messages is don't be afraid to go into rooms where you don't feel like you don't fit in. Because had I not taken shows and certain things like don't worry about fitting in. If it's a hip hop lineup and they want you there, bring the bangers. You know what I'm saying? If it's a soul show and it's ladies' night, bring it on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I would tell my old self, don't worry about being eclectic. Don't worry about fitting into a mold, because there was everybody in Sacramento has this tendency to feel like, okay, this is the sound right now. I'm gonna jump on that wave. I'm the kind of person who's like, this song might not make sense for 5 years, but when 5 years is up, y'all gonna go back and look and say, there it was. So don't be afraid to write about whatever you want to write about, even if you don't release those songs or do anything with them right away. And don't be afraid to go into rooms where you feel like you don't fit in. Don't be too shy to accept payments. Like, there was lots of times I performed for free and I was just like, don't worry about it. I almost felt like I didn't have the right to charge for my talents. I would always tell people, register your music, figure out how to release it on your own. There's so many people who get over on the youth these days telling them, I'll put your music out and I'll do this. And they're using the same major releasing platforms. This stuff didn't exist 10 years ago. You needed a label 10 years ago. You needed a group, a record label of this, but now I just say rob Peter to pay Paul. Take that money, flip it, get that album art, get that photo shoot, get those graphics. Don't be afraid to do things on your own. And I think if I would have just let all that sink in sooner, I would have been like light years ahead of where I am now. But it's okay, because we're gonna make up for lost time. So, but all those things, I think people should know all those things.
Amazing advice, by the way.
We are Sacramento. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You're a spiritual person. How has that helped you deal with the world? Because the world's a different place now.
Yeah.
The past years have been extremely
hand out the
different.
truth.
Yeah.
Everyone. You had a baby in between all of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
How has that helped you deal with what's going on in the world and influence your music?
Man, so I would say, like, I find peace in a lot of things that other people don't. So when I say that, I mean, I go pray at the river. I don't care if it's raining. I don't care if it's cold. I don't care if I get a little muddy. I'll sit out there, and water has memory. So you tell that water your prayers. You tell that water your wishes, and you let it carry on. Let the universe know what you want. That's gotten me through some things, time at the river. I'm a big believer in cleansing. You can lift so much with the right herbs and the right baths and the right colognes, just the right teas. Like right now, I'm drinking Blue Lotus tea, and that just aids in like soothing your anxiety. So it's like some things that you don't even realize are a ritual. When you wake up and you play that song, or you wake up and you drink that tea, or you stir that coffee in a clockwise motion, bringing that peace and that fortitude into your day. When you pass that white candle from your head to your toe and you burn that candle, it burns away the stress. It burns away the things that people send negativity even towards me, So you have to know how to use that time to yourself, that solitude, as a ritual. So for me, I've gotten through with a lot of candle work. I've gotten through by taking a lot of fruit to the river. I've gotten through by, putting river water on my head or shea butter over my heart to soothe me. I've spent a lot of time alone. Some of it wasn't by choice. COVID kind of put us all into a different social bracket. You either started to hang out with a small group of people, or you started to realize that you didn't want to be around certain people anymore. And I think, like, all I'm saying is that I've spent more time with myself, and I think that a lot of us pour out to others instead of pouring inward. And I think that this was a great time, if you weren't a spiritual person, to at least begin that journey, to pick up those rituals. It's so simple, whether it just be a little rosemary in the house, get rid of that negativity, whether it be burning some copal to turn the house into a sacred space, whether it be, talking to your water and being like, make me sing so good, water, and then drink that water, you know? It's like I said, spirituality comes in so many different forms. People just don't even peg it for that. You drinking tea, you praying, you in the car, like, I hope I make it where I'm going. You are praying. You are spending that time with yourself. You are going inward. And I think that going inward helped me to write a lot of the new spiritual tracks that will be coming out. Going inward did help me to begin my path to priestesshood. You know, going inward is what helped me to help a few of my friends through some problems. You know, I went through some things, and then it's like now people are going through things, and I went through those struggles so that I could help the next group get through those same hurdles. You know, so that's like a big roundabout way to just say that I've made my life a full ritual. You know, do nothing without intention. Yeah, you can't. You can't. And I was infamous. I'm like, damn, is this a bottomless cup? Like, you know, you can't pour from an empty cup. So I had to finish filling my cup back to the tippy top so that if I have to spill a little bit over, it's okay, you know. So that's kind of, I got myself up to here so that I could vibrate higher and I could be there for my friends. And I practice what I preach. My friends know. If you need to get something off your chest, you need to figure out how to do this, that, and the other, you know where you can find me, you know. So there's that. Yeah.
Out of all of your albums, this is for the fans, what is your favorite song?
Album. My favorite album is Golden Hour. My favorite album is Golden Hour. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I listen to my old stuff and I'm like, why did you pay to do this to yourself? You know, you just go back and you listen and you're like, it was missing so many pieces. It was missing so many pieces. So I don't know any artist that's not going to say their current album is their favorite unless they were forced to write the new stuff. I wasn't forced. Golden Hour is a love project for me. Some of you guys know I shot videos pregnant. I went to the studio pregnant. I shot videos after having the baby. I was 3 months postpartum, shot my first video. So Golden Hour was a love project. Realm was kind of a part of it, and you know, I was in a good place, and you know, I kind of had some interesting lows and some interesting highs. So you know, like I said, that album to me came to a head, and I'm probably gonna be performing some of my favorite songs for you guys today. So you'll see.
And of that album, what's your favorite song?
See, that's crazy. That's like saying out of your
She's like,
16
"The
children,
answer."
which kid do you like the most? I don't know. Black Tourmaline Meditation did a lot for me, and some other people tell me that it did a lot for them too. So Black Tourmaline Meditation did a lot. I don't know. Kundalini Rising is just a good vibe. I don't know. God as a Woman is just a good vibe. You know, like, I don't know. I really cannot
like,
be
why are you
held
doing
at
this?
gunpoint like this. Put the weapon down. 16 kids. I love all my kids the same, okay? So, yeah. yes. And I know what your favorite song is, so stop.
Top 5 of 2021.
Top five. So yeah, no, there's just so many things I loved about that album. The Alchemist really resonated with a lot of people, and you know, just there's so much. So DMT came from a special place. I literally do DMT, so it's like it's cool. I've been chilling off of it lately, but you know, that's another topic. So you know, literally, those all come from a place of love. Literally, they do. So
Did you have a question, Sam?
Yeah, I wanted to like kind of get more into that. You said that you feel as if there was some missing pieces. Do you ever think that you might go back and redo some songs or add those?
you know,
I like that question.
That's
I'm
a
more focused on what you're
That's a
saying.
great question because my very first project, I just titled it John A. Lasha, you know. And some people don't even like know this project exists, but there's songs like Weird Science and Lonely Girls, and you know, those songs I do think about going back and revisiting because, you know, they were a part of like my first Sacramento notebook of songs. So, you know, back in 2014, 2015, when I'm writing these songs, I didn't quite know yet. All I know now, I've developed a pattern. I've developed a way of warming up a song, adding those extra tones, being the own choir, you know, your own, literally, like I said, I'll do the soprano, the alto, and the tenor. Like, I'll do that. And some of those earlier songs are missing that. So I think, like, as I developed a really warm and inviting sound, I think I just paid more attention to that the past two projects. So probably my earlier it's there, but there's something that's not as angelic about it and all the delivery that there is off these past two. So, but yeah,
So
go.
yeah, you plan on eventually going back and adding some layers.
I might do a refix or whatever y'all call them, whatever the kids are calling them these days. When you go that, yeah, what do you guys call them? I don't know. So, I'm thinking of going back and kind of revisiting like maybe Weird Science and Lonely Girls. But like I said, those are like SoundCloud songs. Like they did make iTunes, but I don't know. I wasn't all there yet. I was still figuring out the legal side, the release side, the everything, registering your beats, everything. Just your songs and all that. I was figuring it out still back then. So I think I've earned the rights to go back and mess with a few of them. Yeah, later though, later on. Yeah.
These are amazing questions. Maybe like one more. Do we have time for one more? Anybody?
I got a silly question.
Yeah, why not? Bring it.
Bring it on.
All right, so one of my favorite songs.
Crab legs and titties. How did I know? You look like a titty man. Yeah.
Have some sort of track. Damn. All right. Oh, okay. All right. Back on the silly note. Does your back really hurt? Like 38K.
Every damn day.
38K in my back hurt is probably one of the best bars.
I'm a 38K and my back hurt is me preaching. I am preaching to you guys. Shoulders be up here holding these things up. You know what I'm saying? But I've had, some jugs my whole life. I will say, been a D cup since 6th grade. That you want to get silly. You asked for this. You asked for this, and then you get the answer. You scared now. Okay. But no, I've been a D cup since 6th grade. Shoulders been up here. I haven't seen the chiropractor in a while. I need to get them popped back down. But no, and my back hurts every day. Damn it, every day. Okay, so. Huh?
Back rub, sad back turtle.
You owe me a back rub. My birthday is tomorrow. You owe me a back rub. Period. Yeah. Look what you did. Look what you did. Make the coupon so I can cash it in. Y'all still do that? Okay. Yeah. But yeah, no, my back be hurting. Yeah, and the rest of the song is true too. Yep. Crab legs, there are some titties, there might have been some cheesecake. I don't know, but I only write about period. I write about the truths, I cannot lie, I cannot tell a lie. So yeah. Gang. Yeah. Gang.
All right. Well, this has been an amazing interview, and I do also want to say thank you for coming, especially on your birthday weekend.
Period.
That's very special.
Period.
Appreciate you, and we're gonna transition. We're gonna get you set up for the live music part, and if you all just want to take a minute.
For a little bit of meditation track work, so this is probably my favorite meditation track that I've made to date. So here we go. Take a deep breath. I'm here. I am the gift to guide you in meditation, and use me guide you as you meet everything. Let's focus on focus. stand or a little something. The spirit should have given you a hug. Let's just say. Spiritual hugs, you know me. All right. Yeah. This next song is called, what are we doing? Kundalini Rising. Kundalini Rising. Okay.
Let's close these doors. Let's bring these forms together. Okay, let's hide this frequency forever. Let's close these doors. Let's bring these forms together. Okay, let's ride this frequency forever. Rhythms wrapped up in my mind. Please keep up, don't fall behind. Your love, you see, I need that forever. Let's wrap up our aura, let our bodies fuse. No position, let's make this time have yours. Hold my mind and call my spirit. Let my body call yours. Close your eyes, this storm you're feeling. Let this love and flow. I need your light, you know. So treat me right. Oh, don't take this lightly. Let's close these doors. Let's bring these forms together. Okay, let's hide this frequency forever. Let's close these doors. Let's bring these forms together. Okay, let's hide this frequency forever. Let's love all night. I do this right. Trust me. Oh, bless me. My body bleeds. I'm your shaman now. Let me show you how to transcend. Leave this human form. Let's create a song together. Take this blessing, the blessings of this body, or your spirit when we lean. It's all I see, out of body. You're not crazy, Kundalini rising. Oh, it's so surprising. Set Kundalini rising. It's so surprising. Come closer. Come transcend with me.
That was Kundalini Rising. Thank you. This next track is called The Alchemist. We're just gonna get into it.
Soul is old, we're human and it guides me. Oh, bold, see the light around me. My soul is old, we're human and it guides me. Oh, bold, see the light around me. It's stone or gold, make a choice. I'm warm or cold, feel it in my voice. Do me wrong, ruin you like concrete. Find me through portals where the gods be. Shadow worker, let me clean you up. Pieces missing, let me fill you up. Hail it from another time, back again. Staying on the ground, let the shit begin. They don't want the smoke, ancestors for the wind. I feel it in the trees, I feel it in the wind. As above, so below, like the moon, come and go. My soul is old, we're human and it guides me. Oh, bold, see the light around me. My soul is old, we're human and it guides me. Oh, bold, see the light around me. Weighing on you, wax on thee, bring the change. Shaman baby, she be on it. Heavy talent, they better say my name. Pop a GT, take a trip. Love the stem, feel it in my hips. Love the cat, nature seeping in. You can catch a vibe, you can catch a glare. I be in the cloud, I'm residing there. Psychonaut with it, she be really tripping, blast off. My soul is old, we're human and it guides me. Oh, we're bold, see the light around me. My soul is old, we're human and it guides me. Oh, we're bold, see the light around me.
And that was The Alchemist. You guys feeling okay? Okay. I'm not really quite sure how many I'm gonna land on doing, but Toxic. Let's do Toxic next.
I know it's wrong, but it feel right. Need you and I'm in bed. Need your touch, but my skin right. Can't get you out of my head. I know it's wrong, but it feel right. Need you and I'm in bed. Need your touch, but my skin right. Can't get you out of my head. This love so toxic. Only think about me, mine. Like a fiend, you know, like this. Now I'm wasting my time. Me know you can't commit, but this love I need it. Guess I'll wait on you. Rearrange my days for you. Give you all my energy. Let me bring you clarity. My body touch on it. Tease me while me bump on it. I know it's wrong, but it feel right. Need you and I'm in bed. Need your touch, but my skin right. Can't get you out of my head. I know it's wrong, but it feel right. Need you and I'm in bed. Need your touch, but my skin right. Can't get you out of my head. pocket toe. Know you like that like it roll. Me bite back, but this ain't enough. Me want all of you, for now your love will do. We love it cause we know it's toxic. Gon' make me lost it. Give you all my energy. Let me bring you clarity. Me body touch on it. Tease me while me bump on it. We know it's wrong but it feel right. Need you when I'm in bed. Need your touch for me skin right. Can't get you out of my head. We know it's wrong but it feel right. Need you when I'm in bed. Need your touch for me skin right. Can't get you out of my head.
That was toxic. So I was requested to do crab legs and titties. You know, it's really interesting because I'm not even gonna joke. Like, I wrote that song in like less than 30 minutes. I recorded it, like just had fun, didn't think it would be anything serious. And here we are. It's been requested all year long. So that people are just, it's relatable, you know? So here it goes, crab legs and titties. Thank you for helping with there.
Let me take you out for crab legs and see them titties. Let me take you out for crab legs and see them titties. I had to ask, they be looking pretty. I had to ask, they be looking pretty. Let me take you out for crab legs and see them titties. Let me take you out for crab legs and see them titties. I had to ask, they be looking pretty. I had to ask, they be looking pretty. Girls be like, hey, you cute, alright bet, and you were pretty. Then I'd be like, hey, let me see them titties. You like crab legs, cheesecakes, I'll take you out. What you wanna do, it's just seeing you. Or we can ride and find a crew. Men be slipping, some girls be tripping, but that's not me or you. Let me take you out for crab legs and see them titties. Let me take you out for crab legs and see them titties. I had to ask, they be looking pretty. I had to ask, they be looking pretty. Let me take you out for crab legs and see them titties. Let me take you out for crab legs and see them titties. I had to ask, they be looking pretty. I had to ask, they be looking pretty. I'm a 38K, yeah, my back hurt. I only date 10s, crop tops, and skirts. What all the words, I kinda like the tease. Oh, I'm rude, please. You got it too, closed mouths don't get fed. I'm speaking truth, we body cool. Like a big body Benz with the top down. I'm trying to focus on you, pull that shirt down. Let me take you out for crab legs and see them titties. Let me take you out for crab legs and see them titties. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let me take you out for crab legs and see them titties. Let me take you out for crab legs and see them titties. I had to ask, they be looking pretty. I had to ask, they be looking pretty. The gospel on this beautiful the gospel. And look, y'all are a mess. Everybody in here is a mess. Y'all are a mess. Okay. People was like, everybody was about to slide out their chair. Like, yeah, don't get too excited. You're not my titties. That's the only titty you talking about. Mommies, okay? Okay. So, last song is gonna be back it up. Let's see. Okay, it might be time to go to daddy.
My backup singer is not. My backup singer is not backuping. All right, last song. My baby said this is the alarm. Let's go. All right, back it up. Classic. If you've ever been to the Sound of Art, you know all about this one.
Oh,
Yes. Turn me up. Feel free to hype me with your shoulders. At least give me some shoulders. Hey.
Wanna watch me back it up. Love it when I back it up. Back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. I move my body like a snake, boy. You ain't made no mistake when you long for me, long for me. She hit it like she's spineless, but her energy is timeless. Just can't be wrong, you see, wrong, you see. I move these hips reckless. Watch me back it up. Now I know you need to catch your breath. Give me all your energy. I know I turn you on, you see. Whoa, big eyes, because of me, because of me. Wanna watch me back it up. Love it when I back it up, 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 back it up. Wanna watch me back it up. Love it when I back it up, 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 back it up. Have you late to work the next day? But you love it on me anyway, anyway. You know I set you free. Good vibes only. That's why you're choosing me. I know how to treat a king. You know it comes correct. She demanded positivity. No disrespect. You give me the care I need. Wanna watch me back it up. Love it when I back it up. Back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. Wanna watch me back it up. Love it when I back it up. Back it up, 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 back it up.
Dance break, hey. 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 All right, you guys, I'm Johnny Lasha. Thank you for your energy. Thank you to Sunday Morning Vibes for having me out. I'm honored to be a part of the first round. I'm sure there'll be plenty more. I'm always ready to come back, so y'all holla. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Like I said, I have a few lighters, $5 candles, $5 right now. And there's free stickers, and I'd be happy to take any selfies or anything that you guys want. Love you. Thank you.